Hi, my name is MC Luscious, and the way that I got started into the music industry was through my cousin Steve Tempo. The record label Heatwave Records was looking for a female artist to answer their song "Boom, I Got Your Girlfriend." So my cousin Steve asked me, did I want to do the record, the answer record to their song. I said yeah, and that's how I got into the music industry. Unfortunately, I didn't have to take the hard road like some of the other artists that were up and coming, but that was my start into the music industry.
So basically, you were saying that you weren't rapping or anything.
No,
You were
I
just
was
asked. Why were you asked? Because you were just involved with Steve. No.
because my cousin was like, my cousin would be good at doing that, and then he asked me, and it was looking for a nice, so he said a nice looking female at that time to do that particular song. And one day he asked me, and I happened to hear their song on the radio first. And I said, one day a girl should do that answer record, because back then answer records were the thing. And next thing you know, it was me who did that song. So that's how I got started. And that's how I did Boom, I Got Your Boyfriend.
So when you guys did Boom, I Got Your Boyfriend, did you expect it that it was gonna like overshadow the original Boom, I Got Your Girlfriend?
No, I really didn't expect that it would overshadow Boom, I Got Your Girlfriend, because Danny and the boys from the bottom, they were actually out doing their thing, and Danny was supposed to do a video to Boom, I Got Your Girlfriend. But instead, that didn't happen for whatever reason or the other. And then, I don't know, it blew up. Once we got a major distribution deal through Avenue, the song blew up all over again, because the song originally came out in 1989. And then when we got the bigger distribution through Avenue, it came out again in 1991. So technically it came out in the South first, and then it went nationwide all over the world.
And what was your experience like?
My experience was great. I was young. I was like, what, 19, just got out of high school, and I had a great experience. A little naive about the record industry. Back then I was a little bit more shy, but I had to break out of my shell, and I had to take it more seriously, because they was requiring a lot out of me, as far as doing more albums, doing more songs, touring, and a lot was going on at the time. But my experience was a great one. I wouldn't change it for anything. I got to travel all over the world, went to places that I probably wouldn't have normally have gone to, but it was a great experience. But the downfall of it all is that when you don't know a lot about the record industry, a lot tends to happen. A lot of people's hands are in the pot, and you just live and learn. Mistakes happen, and record companies fold, and a lot of things take place that you learn real quickly by being in the music industry. But overall, it was a great experience, and I wouldn't change it for nothing.
Now, do you when you were saying that, you felt that you got screwed over by the label?
Well, not necessarily like screwed over by the label. It was a lot of like different promoters out there would say that you was making one particular amount when overall you probably made more than what they said. So a lot was going on like that. And then when you got an entourage of people, you got dancers, you got DJs, you got agents, you got all these different people. Everybody's getting paid. So even if you're making money in the industry, you still got a lot of people that you got to pay out that was on the road with us. It's totally different now than it was back then when I came out in the 90s.
Now, can you tell us a little bit how South Florida was in that era?
Back then, in that era, it was like Miami-based music, what they call booty shake music. A lot of people tend to label it as pop, especially like people from up north. And I don't know, a lot of the artists that was down here in the South, music was just played down here in the South instead of nationwide. You really had to have a commercial song in order to get that exposure from just being a Southern Miami based artist. So
Now, when you traveled around and performed, did because bass music wasn't really necessarily accepted everywhere. Were you accepted everywhere when you had your hit record, or what?
I wasn't really accepted everywhere, especially to earn the respect of like people from up north, because a lot of people tend to say, "Oh, you bubblegum, you're pop or whatever." But I may have been pop. That what was working for me at the time. That got my exposure. That got me a lot of places that, like I said, I wouldn't have normally been exposed to. But it was hard because I remember just even performing in what was it, Third Ward in Texas, and if you was not a good artist and if they wasn't into you, they would boo you. So it was hard because you didn't know what to expect, because the only thing you knew was you was this I was this young girl coming from Miami doing booty shaped music when everybody was mostly into the music that was like up north or out in California back then, a lighter shade of brown, DJ Quick and all of them was what was popular, and Cypress Hill, different artists like that. So it was a little difficult, but I managed and I got through.
Any other records after Boom I Got Your Boyfriend that you experienced with that you wanted to see flourish?
There was this album that I did, and we had a lot of problems with sampling, and it was a good album, but because the sampling couldn't get cleared, then the album just sat on the shelf. And I did do like different singles, Ride the Monkey. I actually did an answer record to the Dip. I don't know if most people are aware of that. And Big Beat at the time, that was the record label, wanted us to sell about 350,000 copies with no A&R, with no publicity, with nothing. We did it. We surpassed that, and guess what? The record label folded. So that was my experience. I mean, I had plenty of opportunities. It was bad timing for a lot of different reasons.